Hey guys, this is Chef Vicky Ratnani and welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm going to be making a fantastic prawn pickle. Yes, you got that right. But I'm going to be using the most amazing mustard oil, which is umami, healthy and tasty Kachi Ghani ka mustard oil. Kachi Ghani, if you're wondering what it is, it means cold pressed to all you young people out there. Now, ye jo mustard oil hai, this has some amazing properties. Now, besides being made from the best mustard seeds, top quality, cold pressed, no additives, its purity and taste is uncomparable. Besides cooking, ये pickling के लिए भी बहुत अच्छा है because there are some scientific reasons besides the taste which I will tell you along. First, let's start cooking. पहले तो I've got about 250 grams of these small prawns. Now remember, when you're making a pickle, you don't really need to use those big prawns because these have more flavor when it comes to pickling. तो पहले हम इसे marinate करते हैं बहुत हल्का सा, and then we're going to quickly stir fry it in mustard oil. Now until then, what I'm going to do is I'm taking about 50 to 100 ml of mustard oil in this, because when you're cooking with mustard oil, it's very important that आप इसे smoking point पर ले आए. Okay? Now पहले I'm going to be adding just some salt to taste in this. I'm adding about a teaspoon and a half of haldi in this. Okay? तो बिल्कुल हल्दी और नमक से हमने इसे मिक्स कर लिया है अभी. Currently, इसके साथ और कुछ हम नहीं डालेंगे. Maybe just a little bit of red chili powder. Okay? और बाकी जो मसाले हैं, that's gonna happen along with the pickling spices which I have right here in front of me. Umami के काफ़ी variants हैं mustard oil के, and I'm using a strong one because the pungency is going to add some amazing flavor and depth just like any chef would want. So you can see अभी हमारा oil smoke हो रहा है. अभी हम इसमें ये prawns डाल देते हैं और very quickly हम इसे fry करते हैं. So the idea is that we are actually just sealing it, we are searing it and almost like partially cooking it. Okay? So बिल्कुल we don't want to overcook this. Perfecto. And now you can see as they kind of start turning color, what I'm going to do now is मैं इसे बंद कर देता हूँ. Very simple. So literally आपने notice किया होगा, it takes about 25 to 30 seconds to actually flash fry these prawns. Okay? Now I'm going to be reserving the prawns here. और ये जो तेल हमारे पास है, this is going to be the base of what our prawn pickle is going to be made of. Beautiful. Now in this same oil, I'm going to be actually making my pickle because remember, you don't want to lose the flavor of the prawns, right? तो हमने यहाँ पे डाल दिया है. Perfecto. Cool. Now back to cooking. So we got the oil on. I'm just waiting for it to come up to a slight heat. You can see that we are already starting to get this beautiful aroma, this amazing stuff in this kitchen. पहले तो we're going to be adding a half a teaspoon of राई यानी के mustard seeds. उसको हम हल्का सा एक फ्राई कर देते हैं. You have to be kind of quick when you do this because you know आपके जो spices है, if you don't control it, if you don't control the heat, definitely you're going to burn them and you don't want that. तो next अभी हम डालेंगे इसमें 1 teaspoon of red chili powder, half or a 1/3 teaspoon of turmeric powder. We're going to be adding a little bit of cumin powder, some coriander powder in this as well. थोड़ी सी सौंफ डालेंगे हम इसमें, थोड़ी सी मेथी और a little bit of kalonji. Okay, so these are your typical spices which are used in pickling. We're just going to give this a really nice mix. So as you can see now, the spices अभी बिल्कुल अच्छी तरह crackle हो रहे हैं. You can get this most amazing aroma here. I've also got a little bit of dried red chilies, about 2 dried chilies which I've kind of chopped up. Dried, you can use the Kashmiri, or if you want it really spicy, you can also use the degi mirch as well. Now we're going to be adding some garlic, थोड़ा सा लहसुन और थोड़ी सी अदरक. Okay, about 1 teaspoon each. Okay, अगर आपको, if you're a heavy garlic lover, you can also add whole cloves of garlic into it, and you can add a little more extra garlic. So you know what? You have a prawn and garlic pickle. Simple. Now you can use this base recipe for almost everything, for mangoes, for carrots, everything, but except that the carrots will not be cooked. Okay. Next, add a little bit of salt to this, and then we're going to be adding a tablespoon of lemon juice, which I love to add. I think it adds a nice element of freshness into this. I'm going to be adding some amazing top quality mantra ka hing inside, about 1 teaspoon of hing in here. And then, of course, to bring the whole balance together, I'm adding about 1.5 teaspoons of sugar and 2.5 teaspoons or 1.5 tablespoons of vinegar. I'm going to be adding a little more of oil as well into this. Perfect. So that the prawns are well below oil, so that they stay well and they preserve for a long time. Now when I'm making this pickle, मैं ये pickle रखता हूँ fridge में. अभी ये बनने के बाद, sorry I forgot to tell you, बनने के बाद I'm going to put it in a nice sterilized jar or a barni. I'm going to leave it out in the sun for a couple of days. This is the perfect weather for pickling. और उसके बाद I use this pickle for about 4 to 5 weeks in my fridge. I make sandwiches with it. I blend it into a nice pickle. I use it for my burgers. I do fish fry. Along with that, I use a really nice pickled prawn mayo as well. The world is full of great food, okay? So we're going to switch this off now. Beautiful. Now you can see that there's a lot of flavor going on here. Now pickling goes back many years. It started off as a whole preservation of ingredients. Now in the good old days we didn't have refrigeration. So every culture on this planet has the whole fermentation and the whole pickling process. Take sauerkraut in Germany, take kimchi in Korea, and pickling in India. So there's lots going on here. So we're going to pour these prawns in here along with this amazing pickling liquid. It's just delicious. And जब ये थोड़ा सा ठंडा हो जाए, I'm going to be putting it in sterilized jar or a barni. Put it out for 2 days in the sun, as I mentioned to you. And boom, our prawn pickle is ready. Now look at that, how gorgeous this is. Now you want to do a variation where you want to put some curry leaves into it. Please be my guest. You want to add some other kind of fish. I would do a really nice mackerel. So a real nice firm fish will be amazing. You can also use the same recipe to make a beautiful mushroom pickle as well as a chicken pickle. Yes, you got that right. So do definitely follow this recipe, do like it, do subscribe to my channel, and if you want to know anything about some good food, just hit me up.